How's it going, people? Sam and Slappy here, and this is your massive update for this month. I'm not kidding. There is loads of stuff being put into the game this month, and that does include a nice new boss with the level 92 Anders, so yeah, quite a lot to cover. This might take a little while. So starting off, let's start with the behind the scenes. First off, you got Legacy mode. They did the poll in the game last month, and 80% of the votes were to get Legacy mode into the game quicker or as soon as possible. So this should be coming out basically towards the end of this month by the looks of it. You're looking towards like the last week of this month probably. And basically they've chucked in all the old animations, combat stances, all the interface and all of that. It's all coming in there. Plus they've added guides in there as well if like you're a new player, and it basically covers like all the new armors and the way they work and all that kind of nonsense. So all of that is being added in, and Legacy mode supposedly should be coming into the game by the end of this month. EUC is still going on though, as you probably already know, but they've updated the level 138 combat formula, so that'll be coming as well. So there we go. Happy days, to be totally honest. If you want to check it out before it comes out though, you can always go into the beta service now, as it is still being tested and they're still fixing some bugs, so yeah. There is that. So the next one is the boss, Araxxor. Basically, it's a giant fuck off spider, and supposedly its loot table is going to be more lucrative than like QBD, and well, let's be honest, QBD for the fight itself, considering how easy it is, the loot is pretty awesome, let's be honest. So this, I'm assuming, is going to be quite a lot higher. I'm not sure if this is going to be like QBD, where it's like a one-man only kind of thing. As you can see in the screenshots, for the most part, it's literally just one bloke in there fighting Araxxor, so possibly it could be similar to kind of like how QBD is set up, where it's one player enters and you've got to try and kill it. But who knows, to be totally honest, yeah, we have no idea. They didn't really specify anything. So possibly you could just run straight in there and set it up like you do with the KK, for example. So you go in there, you can go in there on your own, although it's impossible to kill. But you can set it up so other people can join you, that kind of stuff. So yeah, I guess we'll have to wait until this actually comes out before we get some more info on it. But basically this thing is pretty powerful, and they've changed it up quite a lot compared to most other bosses. Later this month, Araxxor will join the ranks epic boss designed to fight by 1 or 2 players. So there we go. He's capable of changing his entire strategy and attack styles in every single battle you fight, also growing in power as you do. So this will allow you to define your own challenge levels and experience the fight differently as you grow in confidence. His attack styles will range from light and dark areas, acid, poison, fire, stone, webs, and explosions. With a bunch of new mechanics, they're still going to keep hidden until it's launched. So yeah, overall, it looks to be like a fairly difficult fight. So you'll need to mix up your tactics if you want a taste of the pressure rewards. The difficulty will grow as you bring in more friends, but drops are assigned individually, much like Virago. So everyone will get at least some kind of share of the loot. So while the loot we're looking for, unique pets. Not really sure what they're going to do. It's probably like the bobblehead barrows, I'm assuming. Just maybe a Araxxor, maybe. And, as I said, the drop tables are meant to be more generous than the QBD. You also gain access to the brand new level 92 hand weapons. One for every combat class is going to be added. And each one is built from the rare parts of the Lair's evil inhabitants. So, yeah, we're going to have to look into that. Can't wait for that to come out. That does look pretty awesome. Additionally, the ninja team add in game timers to all boss fights alongside the release of this boss. So basically, if you go into, well, QBD, since we're talking about QBD as well, if you walk into QBD, as soon as you enter the lair, a timer will appear at the very top left of the screen, like this on the screenshot now, and basically this will keep counting as long as you're in there, so you can kind of gauge how good you're doing, and more accurately than if you just like trying to time it outside. So you might go in with one set of gear and then go in with another set, and you can work out which one is actually quicker to kill it. So there we go. There is that. Another awesome thing, which some of you may be happy for, seeing as you constantly asking me to stream. They're integrating Twitch into RuneScape. Yeah, weird. I didn't even hear of this, wouldn't even think this was going to happen. But basically, when this comes out, you go into the community tab, and there will be a Twitch page. And on the left of the page, on a screenshot now, you can see, well, you basically chuck in your Twitch username and your Twitch password. You set up the stream name and all of that, and boom, done. So yeah, Twitch is going to be a lot easier to use. Additionally, as well, apparently, on the right you've got like the names there. Apparently that'll allow you to quickly kind of find out who is streaming at the moment. So if you're bored, for example, and you want to watch something, then you could always just jump onto that. And you can check out who's streaming, and then you can watch those streams. So yeah, there is there. Another thing coming out, just for this month only, which is kind of interesting. Basically, Jagex have teamed up with United for Wildlife. It's a charity event for, well, trying to save wildlife, pretty much. And they're specifically going to be focusing on rhinos. So, alongside with this, they're going to be bringing out 2 pets. They are cosmetic pets, but for this month and this month only, they gain quite monstrous extra benefits, which will help you quite a lot. Basically, in Berthorpe, there will be 2 conservationists. You go talk to them, and they'll ask you a question, and I'm pretty sure they ask you 1 question a day. And they'll be around for a couple of weeks, oh well, throughout the month maybe. And you answer the questions, and if you get them correct, after you've answered, I think it's 5 questions, I'm pretty sure it's 5, then you can get yourself a white rhino pet. And if you answer something like 7 questions, then you gain access to a black rhino pet. It's something along those lines. There's a couple of questions for the white and then 7 for the black. If you answer them correctly, you'll receive those. And once you've got those, you can call them out just as you would any normal pet, cosmetic pet you kind of get out. And for the first month, whilst these pets are out, you'll gain a XP boost. And it's quite a generous XP boost. If you go the white rhino, you'll have 10% extra XP whenever it's out for this month, which is higher than an avatar, so yeah, can't really go wrong. But then if you got the black rhino, you gain a 15% XP boost, which is quite massive. It's nearly 3 times as much as the avatar, so yeah, that's going to help quite a lot. But it is only out for this month. But it does come with an even bigger benefit. If you feed it a yak, if you have 96 summoning, if you feed it the yak summoning pouch, it suddenly becomes a beast of burden. So the white rhino, if you feed it a yak pouch, I think it lasts for an hour or an hour and a half as a beast of burden. And if you feed the black rhino a yak pouch, then it'll become a beast of burden for 2 hours. So there we go. So basically you've got super avatars from these rhinos at the same time as being yaks if you have the summoning level. And at the end of the month they will lose the XP boost. They'll also lose the ability to be beast of burdens as far as I'm aware, and they'll then become cosmetic only pets. So yeah, for this month and this month only, I would say probably get these would be a good idea. So next on the list is High Score Mod, Solomon Store, and a bunch of other stuff. Oh my god, gotta be said, they're trying to mess about with the new community voted seasonal high scores, taking on the undead to compete for the Crown of Legends. The Crown of Legends will be available to all players who have reached rank 1 on any of the previous seasonal's high scores. There's a new look lobby coming out as well, and they're updating the display name system and freeing up more names from dormant accounts. And the adventure log is getting a much needed lick of paint. There are pretty much improvements everywhere across the board for that. Solomon's also getting on the action, showcasing their first player designed pet as a panda, and also giving you Void Knight themed retro armor. Additionally, they're going to be improving how keepsake boxes work. Now, as it is, when you use a keepsake box, you can only have one type of item. So let's say you wanted to put a black plate in your keepsake box. If you then tried to put like a sea singer's body in there, it would overwrite the black plate. They're changing that up. The keepsake boxes will now allow you to have up to 20 items to be stored, and also allow you to store multiple items of the same type. So you could have the sea singer's body and the black plate, and then an extra bollock ton more items. So there we go. But that is that. So the Solomon store thing is literally just a pet. It's a little panda thing. It floats around, it's got bamboo, it sits on a cloud, and that's pretty much the pet from Solomon's. You can buy it with bonds as well, apparently. But the other thing worth mentioning is the character name cleanup. I know many of you may prefer this. I don't particularly mind either way. It kind of annoys me more than anything. But here we go. Members will continue to get one free name change per month. And we're now offering you an alternative way to change your name as many times as you like on top of this. You can redeem one bond to swap your name for another, completely bypassing the name change waiting time. As well as offering this new name change service, we're going to release character names from dormant accounts. If you're a member, you'll be able to take one of your names we released completely free, as long as you haven't changed your name for the last month. Don't worry though, your character's name is safe. As long as you're a member or recently active free play, your name is yours to keep for as long as you want. We'll be recovering character names from the following accounts: former members who haven't logged into their account for 2 years or more, and players who have never been a member who also haven't logged into their account for 6 months. They'll also be sending out emails to all the accounts that are affected, and if you're included in that, then all you need to do to keep your name is just log in. That's it. So yeah, they're basically going to have a lot of free names which are taken up at the moment, so it could be interesting to see what you can get. Though that does kind of annoy me slightly, because it's bad enough when people change their names now. I mean, you look at your friends list and suddenly 20 people are now called Bob, Phil, Clive and Dave, and before they was called Elite X and stuff. So yeah, I have no idea. Either way, I think that's it, is it? I'm not sure. There's so much stuff to cover, gotta be said. But yeah, with that said, the Elf City update apparently is going to be coming out. Update? Oh, am I on about? No, an update to the Elf City progress is what I should say, from Mod Elf Boy. I can't remember his name. Either way, you'll have more information on the Elven stuff, and that'll be coming out pretty soon. The other thing worth mentioning, which I've been asked to cover, is some of the stuff that keeps coming out in Treasure Hunter, because no one has any fucking idea what's going on, and you're not the only one. I never have either. Right, so this time they brought out the Lucky Clover necklaces. If you've been playing long enough, when Divination came out, yeah, literally when Divination came out, this was the first time these Lucky Clover necklaces were added. They've changed them a little bit though. You can get a shiny Lucky Clover necklace or a sparkling Lucky Clover necklace. And each of them will have a 2-leaf, a 3-leaf and a 4-leaf version. When all varieties of the necklace are worn, they'll give their wearers a bonus to XP. And this is a 1, 2 and 3% bonus depending on how many leaves it's got. For every 10 minutes that you are skilling or you're in combat, the necklace will also give you a chance to win a prize. And that's a 2.5%, 10% or 25% for the 2, 3 and 4 leaf versions. If you don't win a prize, you will still get a small cash bag. Basically these prizes, at least last time, I don't know if they've actually changed it, but it came from the Squeal of Fortune, and you had a chance, well, an increased chance I should say, to win some of the rarer stuff, so you could get lucky items and things like that. Last time I had a lucky D2 Android, I think. Yeah, I'll leave a link to the montage just so you remember. But there we go. As far as I know, that is pretty much everything there is. I don't think there are any patch notes out at the moment. There was no mention of them. Check the forum quickly here. Oh, there are patch notes. Holy fuck, so much stuff. So here we go then. Patch notes it is. Graphical updates. The animation during the sunshine ability will no longer appear through the ceiling. The preview for the Magician Teleport and Cannon Teleport have now been fixed. The graphical error with a tree near the church in Lumbridge has also been fixed. Skill and DD wise, casting the low alchemy spell in the Alchemist's Playground in the Mage Train Arena now works correctly when cast upon a non-free item, whilst another item is flagged as free to cast. Yeah, I think I lost myself in that one. The dialogue for the Pest Control Squire NPC has been changed, so he now explains correctly how the player can help repair during the minigame. Players can no longer plant achievement banners, clan vexilliums, and several other objects in the Pest Control docks or landers. Moving on to your quests and achievements. A new God Wars Dungeon Teleport spell has been added to the standard spellbook as a reward for completing the Mighty Fall. Additionally, players with a mahogany eagle lectern may create teletabs to this location. Lovely. Ice Lords no longer award attack XP during the Cold War quest. Larry will now appear southeast of Yanil during the Hunt for the Red Raktuba quest to enable players who have left the island to get back there quickly. Several camera angles in the Grimtails Tower cutscene have been fixed. Moving on to miscellaneous stuffs. The achievement banner is no longer allowed in banks. Achieving multiple 99s at the same time using the Statue of Demark will no longer produce multiple broadcasts. Memsticks no longer has a claim option that doesn't work. The Magical Blast Box and Celestial Surge Box no longer appear on the Dungeoneering Skill Guide reward section. God Staves now show the correct magic level to wield them. Name no longer appears as the chat window title when a chat window with 2 chat heads is used. Players should no longer be told they have multiple pairs of cooking or smithing gauntlets. A small spelling error in the Wilderness Lava Maze Ghost has been fixed. Players can no longer use portable sawmills or take vials from portable wells after they've finished. And Protean smithing can no longer be performed on a portable forge after it vanishes. And last but not least, we have the ninja fixes. So there is now a shortcut on the east and west side of the Tree Gnome Stronghold. Players can no longer place certain items, such as the achievement banners, down at the Shanty Pass. The amount of penguins found in the current week and total penguin points is output when spying on them. There is now a quick start option on the Barrows Rise of the Six portal. The option to cast alchemy spells is now listed on the Alchemist Playground items in the Mage Training Arena. The Holy Wrench can now be worn in the pocket slot, that's quite nice. Mounted Glory Amulets in a player-owned house now have the teleports on the right-click option. Spirit Gems now have a one-off warning when you try to equip them instead of warning every time. Due to player feedback, the Slayer task completion message is now green. So there we go. Lots and fucking lots of updates. Absolutely loads of them. So there we go. One thing worth mentioning, although I've already said it, I would highly recommend go getting these rhinos. There is quite a monstrous chunk of bonus XP, let's be honest. So, to start it, in case you've forgotten, you just need to go to Berthel, and you're looking for 2 conservationists, Trang and Mauricio. Apparently they'll be there for 2 weeks, will provide you with different multiple choice questions related to the rhinos. So for the white rhino, you need to answer 3 questions. Yep, it's 3, not 5, sorry. And to get the black rhino, you need to answer 7 questions correctly. So there we go. Other than that, I would highly recommend getting it done. Ooh, actually, one thing, did forget. The number of keys you receive when you redeem a bond has been increased from 8 to 12. Similar changes have been made to smaller key package available through the billing site as well. So there we go. Also, this month has a free item in the Solomon store. It's a fox outfit. Oh my god. Ding 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 ding. Oh, there we go then. That is pretty much everything, people. Massive updates of Doom. And yeah, that's it. I will catch you all later. Have a good one.